Thankfully, no horror movie monsters exist in our world. They're bound by the many rules and regulations that exist in their own personal spheres. Some can only be summoned via ridiculous ritual, and others gain their powers through some outrageous anomaly. However, if they were to break free of these prisons and come forth into the waking world, there would be big trouble. Catastrophic, cacophonous chaos. It would make for a great movie though. Who's down? Hello horror heads and welcome back to the Scariest channel on YouTube, Top 5 Scary Videos. I'm your horror host Keegan Hughes and today I'll be counting down the top 5 horror movie monsters who can never escape. Before we get started, make sure to give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe for more atrocious attacks. Perfect, let's begin. Kicking us off at number 5, we've got Jason. Camp Crystal Lake can just hold on to this guy forever, right? We don't want to have any of that nonsense out here in the real world. Like, if his mother could just do us a solid and whisper in his ear, "Stay here forever," we'd all be eternally grateful. That's not gonna happen, is it? Everyone's favorite goalie mask-wearing, machete-wielding, insanely strong lunatic inevitably leaves home in search of more blood to spill. You don't rack up over 160 kills without roaming around a little. Although a lot of the murdering does take place in his hometown. Born in Crystal Lake, he had some troubles growing up due to some deformities. The local kids didn't take kindly to his big, goofy ways and ended up almost drowning him. This life-altering altercation took him away from his mother, who then decided that all camp counselors must die because all they do is eat hot chip and bang in the woods. Years down the line, after Jason became a strapping serial killer, his mother is able to access his brain via ghost powers, and she tells this muscular maniac to kill all teens, which then evolves into kill everyone, which then becomes travel to New York, and then kill your entire bloodline via proxy bodies in order to become immortal. It's a rich canon, Friday the 13th. Needless to say, when he made it out of the woods, things got way weirder and worse. If we're gonna take Jason Takes Manhattan as gospel, him making it to the big city could ruin more lives than Airbnb. All sorts of young up-and-comers get absolutely demolished, as evidenced by Jason taking down a hopeful boxer, a rock star in the making, and a bunch of students. As we all know, young people are the future, so these killings would leave a huge void in our society. And of course, Jason Takes Manhattan sort of sets up Jason Goes to Hell, where he inherits some wild body-hopping powers. And that's a Jason we just don't want to see. If he just killed and chilled at Camp Crystal Lake and then continued to die and be resurrected, we wouldn't have to deal with any of it. Let's keep it that way. Stay trapped underwater, Jason. Coming in at number 4, we've got Andrew Tully. This might be a deep cut for some, as the second and third Hell House LLC movies aren't too popular or well received, but I will make a strong argument that the main villain in the series should be sealed away forever in the Abaddon. For those who haven't caught up on the Cognetti trilogy, spoilers ahead. They're not too life-changing, but you've been warned. After the end of the original Hell House, it was revealed that Andrew Tully was much more involved in satanic cults than we originally thought. In fact, he's been sending out proxies into the world to spread information about his haunted hotel to drum up interest in human sacrifices, all so that everyone can bathe in the lake of fire together. Honestly, he just wants everyone to be happy. However, his idea of a hot bath is much different than ours. It also involves a lot more hooded figures disemboweling people. All of the ritual murders and trapped souls in this lovely hotel lead up to a grand finale set to the tune of a Faustian production. Thankfully, an ill-defined angel investor is able to step in and take over the hotel before anything too bad can happen. Mr. Wynn steps in and claps the devilry right out of the haunted basement in a final showdown, sparing the souls of all involved except for a select few. By keeping the OG crew trapped in Hell House, or what I can only assume now is Purgatory House, he also banishes Tully to the depths of hell, never to return. Or so we hope. If Mr. Tully finds a way to bring himself and his followers back to our earthly plane, we'd be in trouble, because I'm sure he wouldn't be satisfied with just the hotel being under his control. Slowly but surely, our bald-headed baddie would spread his influence across New York State, and then the world. And I don't know about you, but I don't particularly enjoy being gutted and then pulled to hell by a group of dark figures. Coming in at number 3, we've got the Babadook. Even if you can learn to live with this legendary icon, it's for the best if Mr. Babadook stays nestled in his picture book. Regardless of the symbolism involved, nobody wants to live with a dark figure that haunts your every move and makes your child act like a lunatic. So if you ever come across a storybook about a decrepit demon causing problems, don't let your child read it, let alone hold it close. Only bad things can happen. Because once you bring Mr. Babadook into our world, he only gets stronger the more you deny him. He'll cause seizures, put glass in your food, make you hallucinate your dead husband, cause you to kill pets, and more. And of course, he'll make it look like it was all your fault. Enjoy jail while the top hat wearing presence finds someone else to torment. And there are a lot of people to torment out there. If you've done any reading surrounding the Babadook, you'll know that a lot of folks interpret the monster as the manifestation of depression. Amelia lost her husband and is left with a difficult child, two things that contribute in major ways to her depression. And in today's world, this is a part of people's lives that is being diagnosed more and more often. Add in the tumultuous situation we're in now, and you've got a lot of folks susceptible to Babadook infestation. Not everyone would be able to deal with it in the end either. Some folks would reach the murder your child and hallucinate your happier times stage and never escape. So yeah, let's leave that book on the shelf and the monster trapped between the pages. Coming in at number 2, we've got Pinhead and the Cenobites. What can we learn from Frank and Christy Cotton? Don't open the puzzle box. Seriously, it's not worth it. We can all leave the Cenobites and their ruthless leader Pinhead in hell if we all just agree to never unlock the thing keeping them there. It is very clear what happens when this advice is ignored. You get tortured beyond your wildest dreams and cease to exist as you once did. Once all the immense pain and pleasure has subsided, you become fleshy goop and chill in your brother's attic until someone spills blood on you. And once that happens, you start murdering people for sustenance, which to whoever the puddle of flesh might be, might sound like a good idea, but the rest of the world has a different view on that matter. Having Cenobites around on planet Earth never ends well. They kidnap people, bring terrifying monsters around, and encourage all sorts of bad behavior. And sometimes vagrants turn into bone dragons. Even though they can offer experiences like no other, I think human beings are better off without that info. Let's agree to keep our Cenobites in their own world and our humans in ours. If you find a puzzle box, just leave it alone. We'll all be better off for it. And finally at number 1, we have Mogwai or Gremlins. Mr. Wing really knew what he was talking about, folks. He should have never let the goofy businessman snag his mystical creature. To be fair, he did say no, but he failed to take measures to prevent the sale by his grandson. Although really, he shouldn't have the Mogwai on display at all. Keep it in your apartment if you don't want the public seeing it, Wing. Well, we all know what happens when an all-American lad gets his hands on a cute but dangerous creature, right? Mayhem. So many preventable deaths could have been avoided, so much property could have remained undestroyed, so many tragic backstories could have been left untold, if only Billy never got his greasy fingers on young Gizmo. But of course, we have 2 movies full of all the chaos and confusion that results from the escape of Spike and the boys. Now, I suppose Mogwai wouldn't be too bad on their own, but that's kind of the catch, isn't it? If they ran free, you can guarantee folks would be breaking rules left and right. 3 a.m. snacks, Mogwais by the swimming pool, selfies during golden hour, the works. This would lead to Gremlins making an appearance, which would lead to casualties. I mean, we've all seen what happens when these guys are allowed to run free. Movie houses are taken over, barflies are brutally murdered, high-rises are sieged, brainy gremlins come up with serums to strengthen their troops, sexy lady gremlins propose marriage, chaos reigns. It's safe to say that no Deus Ex Machina movie magic would save us if gremlins were running rampant in the real world, so we'd probably get bumped down in the food chain. And let's be real, gremlins are better apex predators than we could ever hope to be. They can reproduce asexually instantly and with insane numbers, ruthlessly kill at will from birth, learn new techniques in a matter of minutes, and more. The new world order would be green and chuckling. All hail the gremlins. So, what did you think? Are these monsters better off behind metaphorical bars? Or would it be less dire than I'm making it out to be? Which horror movie monster do you believe should be forever imprisoned in their own world? Make sure you let me know down in the comments. Speaking of comments, let's take a look at some of your more garlicky ones from the top 5 scary SCP monsters from North Korea. Kim Jong-un says, "We aren't North Korea, we are the only Korea." Kim, where have you been? People have been worried sick. Get off YouTube and make a public appearance or something. Legend Linrian08 says, "Maybe the crab monster has millions of babies. You never know." Well, that's a terrifying thought, or actually a delicious one. Imagine those crab legs cooked up. Oof. Amber Foster says, "I saw the part where you sneezed. Bless you." Well, thank you. Everyone needs to be blessed from time to time, even if they sold their soul to the devil for a chance to make it big on YouTube. Mateus says, "I've seen some frightening toilets before." Do you follow Dark Souls toilets on Twitter? Some real incredible thrones on there. And Renato Corvaro says, "Y'all keep calling yourself the scariest channel on YouTube, but I have yet to hear your opinions on Crypt TV." Okay, alright, we're the second scariest channel on YouTube. It's hard to compete with Crypt, their stuff is just so outrageously excellent. But I'm not changing my intro. And that's all the time we have for today. Before I check into the Bates Motel, make sure to give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe for more monster movie madness. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.